Mr. Zoellick, visiting the Great Lakes, let's start off with why he's chosen the DRC, Uganda and Rwanda.
Thank you, Lerato. I think the three countries represent very diverse challenges that are facing the continent. You will know that the DRC is in a more transitional phase, having difficulties to find options to move the country forward. And there are also instabilities in the east part of the country. The DRC is looking you want to attract investment. Then you have Rwanda, which has emerged since 1994 from genocide, but Rwanda moving quite fast on the economic front and very stable politically now and economically, socially moving forward. But you had Uganda, which has been quite a stable country on the continent, although with instability in the north, but having an economy which is doing well. As Uganda have started extracting its oil, and really I think the three represent a variety of challenges which can be extrapolated, which can be extended to the rest of the continent.
Let's look at the DRC, a country in transition, as you said, a country that is rich and endowed in a whole host of minerals, from gold to diamonds to cobalt to coffee and other things. But because of the fall in commodities prices, has seen mining operations suspended by foreign companies, has seen shortfalls in foreign earnings, and has now made the announcement that they are literally surviving on 1 month's foreign reserve cover. So that's a very difficult situation for the DRC to be in. The World Bank can offer technical support, are they?
Look, I think the DRC is in a very dire situation. I think 300,000 almost jobs were lost in the mining industry, especially in the artisanal mining. Yeah, you know that the DRC is surviving through the export of copper and cobalt, and all that has been declining, although we are seeing a price picking up. I think the World Bank has been the source of finances for developing countries, including the DRC. But the contribution of the World Bank has not really helped to transform the continent.
The World Bank
the focus has been more on macroeconomic policy, and then the World Bank has neglected the micro level. And I think the World Bank, which is being challenged for its policies, is been trying to clean its image.
But the World Bank has also come in controversially into the DRC, wanting the Congolese government to review a recent deal that it's done with the Chinese, a deal called the Infrastructure for Minerals deal. The Chinese will build the infrastructure for favorable concessions. Now, some people would say that's literally selling off the assets of a country.
Oh yes, I think that's exactly my point, is that the World Bank is also, beside trying to create a climate for investment in the DRC, is also trying to protect the space which has been occupied by European and American in the economic sphere in the DRC. The Chinese coming in, they're taking up that space with the 9 billion contract which has been signed for infrastructure and minerals in the Congo. I think the World Bank found itself a little bit challenged as a source of finances, and is almost taking it out of business. But one critical important issue also is that the DRC has been renegotiating mining contract. The International Financial Corporation, which is a World Bank instrument for investment and advice to developing countries, is a shareholder in one of the companies, which the Congolese government has just cancelled the contract. Interestingly, I think that issue will be on the table to discuss. That is a Canadian company which is called First Quantum. So there are all those issues. I think quite equally important, the Chinese challenge on the economic space has been really unsettling for the World Bank as a source of first source of finances for this country.
Let's move into the other countries. Rwanda, as you said, has been doing really well. The African Economic Outlook says it's one of the top 20 performers. Growth revised from 11% last year to 5%, but Rwanda's still doing well. They're also, though, a victim of falling coffee prices, which is the main source of their exports.
Oh, certainly. I think Rwanda has been been trying to attract investment in tourism infrastructure, and we've seen, beside the decline of price of coffee, that even the investment, you know, the Dubai World, which has wanted to invest something like $230 million in infrastructure and tourism,
right,
have reduced that investment. Right. And for Rwanda, that is a big loss.
Okay.
And I think for a small country like Rwanda, I think the World Bank, if it presents Rwanda as a, right, as a climate, a good country for investment,